What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and yeah, I want to talk real quick about this whole situation with this Lilo and Stitch casting. This stuff is getting completely out of hand at this point. As you can see by this article on redstate.com, threats of violence erupt as Disney's live-action casting for Lilo and Stitch features light-skinned actors, okay? And you guys know me, man. I'm straightforward when it comes to this stuff, all right? I say that all race swaps, okay, and all blackwashing, whitewashing, whatever you want to call it, it's dumb, okay? If you're doing any kind of an adaptation, you try to get as close to the original author or the original creator's ideal of what characters look like, all right? And if this person happens to be dark-skinned, light-skinned, white-skinned, whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? If they're a certain race, if they're from a certain background, you leave all of that alone, okay? And you just go ahead and cast somebody that looks the part. There's plenty of actors all over the world that can play multiple types of part. You know, the whole, well, we cast the best person for the job. No, dummy. The best person for the job is the person that looks the most like the character, okay? There's plenty of actors all over the world, all right? You don't have to go, well, you know, we can only get this particular actor because there's nobody better than this person. No, there's probably plenty of actors that can play a particular role from a particular background with a particular look, skin color, hair color, eye color, you name it, all right? It's doable, all right? There's plenty of actors worldwide that can pull this stuff off. So that's why I never believe the whole best person for the job type of nonsense. But nevertheless, because they always use that excuse, I'll use that excuse, okay? So maybe the people that they are casting for Lilo and Stitch, maybe they're the best person for the job, okay? But now it's getting out of hand, all right? Because now they're threatening violence against the casting directors and all of this kind of stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. What I want to do real quick before I jump into this article is do a little bit of compare and contrast. I want you guys to consider something. Now, you know all about the Bud Light protests, all right, because of the Bud Light ad campaign involving Dylan Mulvaney, all right? I'll go ahead and link the video that I discussed when it comes to this. You guys see what they're doing, okay? Here's how they, you know, show their displeasure at what Bud Light is doing, all right? You see them smashing them, okay? You see them, you know, shooting them with guns like Kid Rock did, pouring them down the drain, doing all kind of stuff like that. You got guys rolling over them with cement mixers or whatever, like steamrollers, just steamrolling all kinds of cans of Budweiser and Bud Light, all right? That's what they're doing, okay? And you got to say, okay, look, is anybody threatening the VP of marketing for coming up with that ad campaign? Is anybody, like, threatening to kill this person or whatever, any threats of violence? No, all right? Not even for Dylan Mulvaney, at least as far as I've seen. I haven't seen it, and you know if they did it, it would be plastered all over Twitter. So I don't think it's happened. Maybe some dark recess somewhere or whatever, but it's not plastered all over Twitter like this stuff, okay? This stuff is everywhere, and this is how people protest, all right? Or you make a video like myself. When I was talking about blackwashing, I've discussed it at length, all right? I make a video, I put it up on YouTube, there it is, okay? All right, we don't do any of this crazy stuff. Oh, we're going to threaten to do this and do that to somebody who were simply doing a job that they felt they had to do. All right, we got to cast somebody for this role. Let's go ahead and cast this person for whatever reason. They decided to cast, Halle Bailey as Ariel. All right, nobody's threatening the casting director. Okay, nobody's doing that. Now, this is what everybody is up in arms about. All right, Disney as Cahiel Machado to Lilo and Stitch remake, okay? Basically, he's playing the boyfriend of Nani, all right? So this actor, you know, and definitely lighter in skin tone, I guess, than what you would call this particular picture right here, all right? But this is what everybody is upset about. And you can see right here, and this was compiled by Master of the TDS, always does a great job with this. You guys, again, should definitely follow him on Twitter. Look at this, all right? Kill your producer. All right, so basically we need to kill the producer for doing this, all right? Or this person right here says, I'm going to kill myself in front of people who are casting this movie to change the trajectory of their lives in hopes they will change their minds. Are you joking? Okay? This is what these guys do, all right? Like I said, a little compare and contrast, all right? One side, yeah, you know, let's make some videos, you know, of us crushing, you know, cans of Bud Light with a, you know, a big steamroller, okay? And then the other, this person right here, Boob Ross, death to the casting director of this movie. I'm so serious. Are you serious? I guess he is serious because that's what he's saying. He's wishing death on people for a casting call, for casting one guy in a role. They're lunatics. These people are crazy. Again, Nobody wished death on the casting director of Ariel or Little Mermaid. Nobody wished death on the casting director of Peter Pan and Wendy, all right? When they did their little race swaps and they swapped the entire race out, all right? Nobody wished anything on these people whatsoever. Nothing, okay? These guys are absolutely insane. This one down here in the corner, somebody gotta die. It's like, what? This is absolutely incredible. Again, I just want to highlight the big differences, okay? One side says, you know what, we're not going to buy your product, okay? Or we will buy your product and then we'll shoot it and we'll destroy it or roll over it with a cement truck or whatever, okay? That's what we'll do. But nobody's lives are being threatened here. We're not threatening to take anybody's life or anything like that, okay? This stuff, and it just completely goes under the radar, all right? Nobody's talking about this. If this happened on the other side, you best believe they would be on Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Screen Rant, of course. They'd be all over that crap. The Direct, everybody, every major publication would be all over that, talking about, man, these people are unhinged. I can't believe that they're threatening violence. Okay, oh my God, this is insane. The blatant colorism with this movie casting is cartoonishly evil. You know, they're saying these people are evil. The casting director needs to be fired again. That's the tame approach, all right? You know, again, our side didn't even ask for that. We didn't ask for anybody to get fired. We're just saying this is trash and you shouldn't do it. Okay, you're not going to make any money. You're going to lose money. And then we go on to the, the trailer video and we leave all kind of hilarious comments. Okay, that's how we handle this stuff. All right, these guys are out here threatening to kill people. This person. Somebody needs to kill the people in charge of this. Are you joking? All right, over a casting decision. This is absolutely incredible. Down here, that casting director better count their days. Unbelievable. I'll leave a link to this so you guys can click on it if you wish. The people in charge of casting gotta die. Gotta die because you decided to go a little bit light-skinned or maybe a lot bit light-skinned, okay, with this particular actor versus what the person looked like in the cartoon. Again, I'm in complete agreement that you should try to get as close to the original as possible, but there's no way in hell that you're going to be able to justify, hey, we got to take people's life over this, all right? Unreal. But, here's the thing. These people are powerless, all right? And I've said this many, many times, all right? These people are powerless. That's why they have to resort to all of this violent talk. Okay, because they're powerless. They have nothing else, all right? The Hogwarts Legacy boycott proved it, okay? That was an utter disaster. These same kind of cats was on there, woof, 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 okay? And what Warner Brothers has realized, and Disney would be smart to realize it as well, is that these broke people crying on Twitter all day long, they're just literally blowing hot air, okay? They're angry, they're mad because they don't have the economic ability to actually affect Disney at all right? They're not going to boycott anything because these cats, all they do is just live and exist on Twitter, all right? That's the whole problem, okay? They have no power over any of these companies, okay? Disney, Warner Brothers, you name it, all right? But the conservatives do. That's the difference, okay? Hey, you know what? I'm not going to, support your product. I'm going to boycott. I'm not going to watch this. I'm going to pull the plug on all of your content, all of your merchandise, all right? And they feel it in their pockets, okay? That's the difference. That's why the Bud Light thing is getting taken seriously, okay? Because they're showing all of this stuff and it's like, whoa, hey, these people actually have some money, okay? These other cats are broke. They don't have money, all right? And not only that, the other thing is that Twitter is just not real life, all right? And that's something that you guys really got to understand, okay? Like this article on Red State says, when people complained that the much beloved Ariel would now be a black girl, people spoke out against the unnecessary race swap as making no sense. And moreover, it was just another hand-me-down character to the black community who know that the swap effectively amounts to white leftovers. This resulted in the typical accusations of racism and bigotry. Social justice advocates laughed at the backlash, wholly taking ownership of the modern era through the culture and parading around their ill-gotten win. This stuff right here, thinking that they've won something, all right? They've won absolutely nothing, okay? They've won absolutely nothing because ultimately it's going to come down to the box office, all right? And if Disney has alienated half of their audience with this nonsense, guess what? They're going to lose money as they've been losing money with all of their woke content over the last 3 or 4 years, okay? They've been just losing their asses, okay? So yeah, this is not a win whatsoever. But these same people who were dancing moments ago are now threatening violence and even suicide over the casting of Lilo and Stitch. It's just absolutely ridiculous what's happening here. The reaction by the social justice community is nothing short short of insane, and it's proof that major corporations like Disney should not be caving into these lunatics at any level. Nothing will ever be good enough for them unless it is complete and total obedience to their twisted worldview. Yeah, and again, I feel personally that Disney was wrong with the casting choice, okay? Again, I personally feel, this is just my opinion, that you should try to get as close to the original character as humanly possible, okay? Try to cast somebody that looks and acts and, you know, presents themselves exactly as the character that we saw in the original, version of this story, all right? I feel like that, all right? But I also understand that these guys on Twitter, these guys are idiots, okay? These guys are absolutely twisted in their worldview, all right? And listen, they're only a teeny tiny percent of the population, all right? Twitter is not the real world, all right? And I wish these cats in Hollywood would understand that. These people are not in the real world, all right? Only, I think, 25% of Americans even have a Twitter account, all right? And then of those people, only a handful are actually on Twitter every single solitary day, all right? It's not like people are just constantly on Twitter morning, noon, and night getting everything, okay? I'm talking about of the entire, population in the United States. So, why even pay attention to these guys, okay? Just ignore them. You can ignore them, all right? While I sincerely doubt that any of these keyboard warriors have the guts to do violence themselves, much less to themselves, the sad fact is they would celebrate it if it was reported tomorrow that one of the casting directors were harmed or fatally wounded. Yeah, exactly. This part right here. It's sad, man. It's sad. Again, these people are talking about you need to be tolerant of other, groups and cultures and different things like that, all right? They can't even be tolerant of a casting decision, all right? They can't even be tolerant of that. All right, they're flipping their lid over this guy right here, getting the opportunity, probably of a lifetime to play a character that's a fictional character. And listen, again, I completely agree that, you should try to maybe get this guy closer to this, but I'm not going to threaten violence over it. All right. If anything, I'll make a video and I'll laugh about it and say, this is stupid. This is absolutely idiotic. All right. But to sit up here and threaten violence? I mean, man, these people are absolutely losing their shit. But anyway, folks, what do you think about this situation? I think it's just absolutely atrocious that this is where we are in society, okay, where people are threatening violence, okay, against a casting decision on Hollywood. Listen, you can say whatever you want to say, okay, about, the right side, the conservative side, whatever, but we don't go this far, at least in terms of Hollywood. We'll mock them, all right, but we won't threaten them. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments. Let me know what you think about this situation. Thanks for watching. See you next time.